Hello and thank you so much for joining us on this brand new episode of the program, is Sport Pizza, where we'll bring to you the very best of the happenings in the world of sport. My name is Brownson Uwana, your host, and I must tell you that the show is well loaded for your viewing pleasure. And there are lots of things to talk about. Now, last weekend we saw the Under-17, the Golden Eaglets, nailing their Ghanaian counterparts in the WAFU Under-17 Championship. I must say the battle between Nigeria and Ghana currently ongoing. Now, it will be recalled that the Ghanaian, the Black Star sent Nigeria packing from the World Cup qualifiers. It means that they replaced Nigeria, took Nigeria's sport, so to say. And I must tell you that the battle for who is the best nation as far as football is concerned still continues on social media. Now, the African Athletic Championship, I must say, is taking center stage right now, and Nigerian athletes are making the nation proud in that one. Now, lots of stories in transfer window, big money. Manchester United, Man City, Chelsea, the like, still trying to make a good account of the transfer window, which formally opened last weekend. We'll be giving you an update on that. But first, let's take a very quick break. When we come back, we'll serve you all the details. Don't go away. Welcome back. My strike partner, Lakule Philip, joins me at this time. Kunle, good to have you on the program today.
Yeah, great to be here, Brownson. I'm delighted to be here to be a part of this show once again. And just like you said, I think last week when we were rounding off, we talked about, I said I'll be very delighted to see that the Eagles are able to come up with a good start as far as the African Cup of Nations qualifiers is concerned. I think I'm quite delighted with what I've seen, though not too convincing. But then I'm happy that the Eagles were able to get the needed result. And also, you talked about the jollof, the sweeter jollof between Ghana and Nigeria. It's looking like Nigerian jollof seems to be sweeter right now, because even for the Ghanaian journalist, somebody said, in the year 2022, the Ghanaian national team, talking about the male team, are yet to record a victory against any of our national teams. From the Super Eagles, yes, they were able to qualify ahead of the Super Eagles in the World Cup qualifiers. But the game ended. We played a goalless draw in Ghana, and the first fixture in Nigeria was a 1-1 draw. So no winner, but by virtue of the away win, the away goal rule, they were able to get it past us. And in the under-20, we got the result against them 2-0, and then we won the tournament. And also the start of the under-17 World Cup, the WAFU B qualifier, we were able to beat them by 4 goals to 2, and it was really very exciting. The Ghanaians are calling for the sack of the GFA president. I'm wondering, come on, let us give you the under-20 AFCON qualifier, the ticket, and also give you even the under-17, and you give us the the World Cup ticket. I think we'll be very delighted to have that one. The age-grade competitions, I think the Ghanaians should understand that fact. Yes, it's good that we won the games, we won the WAFU under-20, WAFU B under-20 championship, but then you still can't, it's miles apart. Talking about the under-20, under-17 compared with the national team. Yeah, national team football can't be beaten anywhere in the world. But I mean, sticking with the Ghanaian, if you look at, the analysis tells for itself, even though they ousted Nigeria out of the World Cup in Qatar, but I mean, it wasn't a win-win, because, like you said, first leg ended goalless draw there in Accra, Ghana, and of course, right there at the National Stadium in Abuja, of course, the Moshood Abiola Stadium, it ended 1-1. But in the age-grade competition this year, we've seen our boys taking Ghanaian national teams to the cleaners. So I think for me, the jollof fight internet should be laid to rest. Someone said, the Ghanaian said, it looks like after Nigeria, Ghana, defeated Nigeria. They got the result against Nigeria to Qatar. The Nigerian national teams made up their mind that anytime they meet the Ghana team, they are going to take them to the cleaners. And it looks like they are seeing it happening. And from the look of things, even I think at the home base WAFU competition also, we're going to have to meet Ghana. I think the Ghanaians should be worried. They should really be scared right now.
Of course, Ghanaian national team should be scared, especially about how our players are taking. I think right right now when it comes to the real rivalry we've seen in African football right now has to be the Super Eagles or the Ghanaian brand and the Nigerian brand.
We're very close to
right
ourselves.
Yes.
We are brothers. We have almost similar cultures, and some of the things that happens in Ghana happens in Nigeria. Some words that are used in Ghana are used in Nigeria. You'll be amazed, and you begin to wonder if these guys don't live in Nigeria. So we are neighbors, and that love and synergy leads to the rivalry, the antipathy that exists between the two countries.
I'm telling you, I spoke to a Ghanaian friend, and they were speaking pidgin, and I said, "Come, pidgin don't like Nigerian pidgin."
He will argue with you.
The guy said, "No, Nigeria pidgin."
I remember even when the Ghanaian team, qualified for the World Cup, I was called by a radio station, and they were laughing. They were laughing, making fun of me and all of that, because prior to that game, I told them that there was no way they could get the result against Nigeria. I looked at the caliber players we had and all of that, and they also they were talking about the coaching issue that we had, but I felt that Guavon was going to. But after all of these things, they still felt. They told me after the show that we hope that Nigeria will support Ghana in Qatar. That's the way it should be.
That's the gist for another day, Kunle. But now let's look at the new Eagle under the manager, Jose Pesseiro. He played a couple of games, and what would you say is the positives, and what would you say is negative from the game you've seen the Eagles play so far?
Yeah, what I saw in the friendlies is a bit different from what I saw in the real games. I think we played against Tiva oppositions in the friendly games, and we lost those 2 games. But coming up against Sierra Leone, in terms of player, in terms of pedigree, we are miles above the Sierra Leoneans, and one would have expected that the Eagles were going to get a win, a convincing win against Sierra Leone. But when we saw the lineup, we knew the intention of Jose Pesseiro, because I think he fielded more strikers, more attackers than midfielders. We had just we had Joe Aribo and Alex Iwobi in the midfield, and there was no defensive midfielder in the game, and we were wondering how it was going to play out.
But in the second half, that changed. The second half,
yes. I think
we saw the table coming in the second half.
To come in to really break the play, to cut the excesses of the Sierra Leoneans. The Sierra Leoneans came and attacked us, not even giving us any atom of respect. They felt that they can actually beat Nigeria. You could see the way they even got the first goal. We have a big problem in the defense and in the midfield of the Super Eagles. One thing I love about the coaching crew is the passion of Genotro, the zeal, the enthusiasm in him. Of Pesseiro. He talks passionately about the games, this national team, and how he intends to change the fortune of the team. And let's not forget, I also said he wants to win the forthcoming African Cup of Nations. But we really want to see all of those things put into play. People are beginning to, see some errors in his play and all of that. But I think
it's early days. The road to 6 years.
Yeah, so we can't begin to judge him right now by just the number of the field, the number of games he has played. I think we need to really hold on and see how he's able to transform the Nigerian national team. For the games, I think I wasn't too impressed with what I've seen so far, but there it can be better. All
right, that's what it is. It can be better indeed. Now, some Nigerian players with some few games they played last season and what they've played in their friendly games and the AFCON qualifying series is already attracting some big players. Now, one of such player is Zaidu Sanusi, who plays for FC Porto. Of course, report has it that Fulham has tabled. Now, converting it to Naira is about 5.2 billion Naira currently being tabled for Zaidu Sanusi. And I think that young man is a very prolific player. Now, in the Super Eagles rank, the only player that seems to, most people say Zaidu Sanusi is barely 2 years in the national team. You now have a Calvin Bassey who play with all enthusiasm in him. And it's a very difficult time. And the coach has a lot of work to do in terms of choosing his preference right now. Yeah,
he has a lot of work to do, and considering the fact that both players are in the form of their life as we speak. And this Zaidu has been convincing in the last 2 years or so for FC Porto. Even in the UEFA Champions League, he has always been there, very commanding, always giving his best for the team, both for FC Porto and for the national team. And just like you said, Bassey also came into fray. Has always been substitute. They've been bringing him. He's also at the point, I think 2 seasons ago, was always on the substitute bench, but he began to come into fray last season, and then this season he has really flourished in that position, and he looks absolutely unstoppable. One advantage that he has, yes, Zaidu has one advantage, and that is pumping forward and his ability to recover on time, just the way Calvin Bassey is as well. But in terms of crosses, he also supports the attack a lot. Talking about Sanusi, but defensively, yes, he also comes back. But in terms of that quality is also what Calvin Bassey has. But the slight advantage that Calvin Bassey has over Sanusi is the fact that his crosses are always accurate. Right now, considering when you look at
that's Sanusi, right?
No, I'm talking about Calvin Bassey.
Okay.
Yeah, the last few games he has played, many people are already saying is the best crosser of the ball, even better. Yeah. He does it better than our wingers.
Yes.
Talking about
I mean, he had a hand in his second goal.
Yeah. He had a hand in it, and you could see the way he bounced forward. It looks like the young man knows exactly what to do at every particular point in time. Yes, we hope that the deal for Sanusi will see the light of the day, because we don't really get to see the Portuguese league on TV on a regular basis. So if we have him in Fulham, we'll be happy to really watch him at the Craven Cottage.
All right, away from that now, let's take it straight to African Athletic Championship, currently ongoing, and I must say that Team Nigeria is making their mark. Now, as at last weekend, it was exciting. I was able to see one of those, activities online where the activities are giving their 4th gold medal. And Kunle, I must say that, sometimes when we get to the Olympics, we tend to criticize these athletes. And sometimes we can't really blame them, because if you look at preparations, the kind of facilities we have, you don't want to go to National Stadium right now. You don't want to go to Roe Park and some of, there's some sports centers you don't want to go and see the kind of, facilities we have. But when they go out in Africa like this, they may not be able to compete with the likes of South Africa, Egypt and the likes, but they still put their feet on the ground and bring in some medals. Yeah,
when you don't really expect these guys to come to the party, they tend to always rise to the occasion. I'm very, very happy with what I've been saying so far. I watched the 4x100 women's relay, and I was really very impressed with the way the girls, how dedicated and committed they were to ensure that. I think the ladies that ran from the beginning was good. Second person, third lane, the third athlete also did well, closing up before the 4th athlete eventually went past everyone to grab the gold medal. Prior to that, we enrolled to the qualifiers before they qualified for the finals proper. They struggled. They were even almost one of the best losers in the semi-final before they were able to grab they competed in the final. I think I'm really delighted I've been able to we are beginning to see great prospects in these women, and we hope that in the nearest future these girls will compete at the highest level. Yes, this is the highest level because it's a senior championship. We hope to see them compete in the Olympics, in the Commonwealth Games, and of course hoist the flag of the country very high. Coming behind countries like South Africa, yes, no doubt. The South Africans always have the edge over us in terms of in sports apart from football. Yes, because they've got the facilities and they've got the organization as well, and it's really yielding dividend for them. Not also forgetting the Kenyan team as well. As a country, they have been doing absolutely well both in Africa and in the world. So I think I'm not surprised. We really have to, in terms of organization in Nigeria, we really have to get it right if we are to equal or probably get past countries like Kenya, Egypt, and also South Africa.
Kunle, as far as organization in Africa is concerned, I think Nigeria, we just have to still keep dreaming. We hope that someday
it's just the Nigerian spirit, we'll get it right. the Nigerian mentality
that keep this athletes,
the job done for Nigeria.
Not the structure. At this point, let's take a very quick break. When we come back, we'll look at what's happening in global sports. Don't go away. Welcome back. Now, first of all, I must thank all those that took out their time to send us mails last week after we launched our email portal for you to send some of those contributions. Thank you very much. Next week, hopefully, we'll take some of those old messages and mix it up with some of the messages you send this week. Thank you very much. Now, also, you can still drop some mails for us. We are always delighted to see your messages. That's it right on your TV screen right now. So send us those messages. Next week, some of those mails will be featured on the program. Now let's move on and tell you that now there'll be some change of rules in football, even though in some parts of the world or some leagues have implemented it. Football lawmakers to permanently bring in 5 substitution rule. Now don't forget that England were the only team last season that maintained 3 substitutions. Now don't forget that 5 substitutions came during the COVID period where some teams were having lots of cases where people were not very fit. Now the 5 substitution came, of course, we went through to the European Championship, to qualifying games to the World Cup. I mean, right now, it's looking like it's come to stay. So the association feels at this point it should be permanent in football. Even the English Premier League have said that next season we'll be seeing 5 substitutions. Yeah,
it's a good one. I think I totally agree with it. And just like you said, English football said, it's going to be implemented for the coming season. A fantastic one, because this will actually enable the players to rest. Have you seen cases whereby the teams make 3 substitutions and one other player gets injured and you don't have an option anymore? The player will have to struggle, manage, and you'll be like the team is playing 10 against 11, and also it will enable the players to also have rest as well, also give the coaches some opportunities to be able to test some other players, bring some other players to full if some others are not doing well. So I think it's a welcome development. And then one thing that is permanent is change. And I think I'm really very happy at the way football. Some of the rules have been there for decades. You understand? They've been there for a very long time, and it's good that we begin to. This is a new generation, and things, one way or the other, we need to see those changes emerging.
And Kule, I must tell you that now some other factions of people are saying, especially in England, are saying that these 5 substitutions will only favor teams that got depth. And when we talk about depth in England, for instance, Manchester City, where you don't know who is a starter, the 11 on the bench is as good as 11 on the pitch. Now, you can't compare that to a team like West Bromwich Albion, or, for instance, Watford have gone through relegation. Maybe like Fulham, who are struggling to build a team, a first team, not to talk of reserve. So, I mean, these are some of the arguments they are arguing, that they feel that maybe these 3 substitutions should be maintained so that undue advantage will be given to some of these big teams with depth.
I think I think I support the 5-man substitution or 5-player substitution, because it will help the teams. I don't know I don't know the perspective they are looking at things from. I think if you have players in the substitute bench, they should also be good. What they are trying to say is that if they make this substitution, probably the 3 players are good.
For you to get a good player, is it not money? How many of these clubs can, like, I'm talking about top 10, 11 to 20, for instance, in England. How many of these guys can buy a player for 70 million?
That is from the negative perspective. I think from the positive perspective, it favors the big clubs, and does not favor the smaller clubs. But how about if 3 players are injured in a game? What happens? It happens once in a while, and some of the players might not say anything. They might be playing with injury. So I think that for me, it's a welcome development, and like they've said, this decision has come to stay.
Let's see how well that goes, and what's the difference it will bring. Don't forget that in Spain, it has been implemented. Spain, France, Italy, Germany, and the likes have already implemented this rule. Next season, we might be seeing 5 substitutions in English football. Now, Robert Lewandowski is one of the most wanted property right now in football, as the likes of Chelsea, Manchester United, Barcelona, PSG are on his case. However, Barcelona are saying that they may just be pulling out of the chase for him, because as it stands right now, looks like Barcelona are trying to offload some high-earning players and see how they can develop the upcoming ones.
Yeah, any club that's got Robert Lewandowski in his rank should be sure that the team would get as much as he will give them 20 goals at least.
So
that's
the likes of United should, I mean,
yeah, that's the kind of player Manchester United should go for.
What about
Ronaldo is there, but
what about Arsenal?
Come on, I don't think he will want to go to Arsenal. I think if you're talking about Robert Lewandowski, I think he want to go to a club that will be featuring in the UEFA Champions League, not a club that will be playing in the Europa League.
But if you're saying top ranked club in Europe, are you saying Arsenal is not the top club in Europe?
Brownson, you are trying to. Why are you trying? I think
I'd like to hear it from you. If Arsenal is the top club in Europe,
some of those top players might not want to come to Arsenal because of the transition right now. It's not yet a done deal. I think Mikel Arteta has done a great job so far, but the job is not yet complete.
To
attract players like probably Robert Lewandowski. But I think any club that will have Robert Lewandowski should be rest assured that is going to nick in as many goals as possible for them. And I think, well, probably because of the financial challenges that Barcelona have, if Lewandowski plays for Barcelona, I'm sure that is going to ensure that the club wins, titles and all of that. So, and like he said, he's not really happy with the management of Bayern Munich right now. He feels that some decisions they made didn't favor him. Some of the acts they put up, I think it has not really been revealed. He said they didn't show him some respect in some areas. I think that when players see the way if you're talking about players like Robert Lewandowski right now, you have to put him in the rank of players like Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi.
Well,
so if he's not getting such respect,
he's done well in his ranks. Also, don't forget that a certain Zlatan Ibrahimovic at some point feels that he should have been the world best, but of course that was not accorded to him because of these two players. So, I mean, if the club feels like this guy is not getting to this rank, sometimes players could also overrate themselves. We have the likes of Pogba.
Players caused in the last I think even Messi and Ronaldo.
We have a player like Pogba who feels like, United feels privileged to have him in their ranks. So sometimes some of these players could overrate themselves. No doubt Robert Lewandowski has gotten lots of goals. If you want to look at his goal ratio.
You can't take that away from
Yes, if you want to look at his goal ratio, fantastic. Maybe the club should have showed him more respect. But let's see where it turns out or where he ends up next season. Now, don't forget, Chelsea also is interested in him, but they are saying that they must offload Romelu Lukaku before they will consider that deal permanent. You want to look Lukaku, Lewandowski, consider their age. Well,
no.
Your guess is as good as mine.
Yeah.
And look at Liverpool again. You are allowing Mane go for Nunes, who has really not been proven, in my opinion.
Yeah, Nunes a very good striker. We hope that just like the management feels, they feel probably the young man will be able to eclipse and probably surpass the record of their former striker Luis Suarez, who incidentally is from the same country, Uruguay, with Nunes. So I think it's a good buy. It's one of the hottest strikers, one of the most sought after strikers right now in England. in Europe, I beg your pardon. So we wait to see how things will pan out. And of course, like you said, we talked about Zaidu Mane. I hope they are able to keep Mane because Mane, for me, has done well for the club and he really deserves every contract that he requests for. He's not happy with the amount that is being paid on a weekly basis. He wants an improved deal, but most of the time when a player reaches a certain age, the clubs wants to be very careful.
I must tell you that, in my opinion, Mane has done well for the club. I think considering the 1-year deal for Mane is insulting because he's 30-year-old. And I think Liverpool haven't... Now, last week I saw a poster of some fans going to Mane, carrying placards saying, "Mane, please don't go, please stay." And really, the decision is not... Now, I feel they're making it feel like it's in Mane's hands.
You'll be shocked at what the management, the decision they will make. At there are times that once they make up their mind, they let the player go, irrespective of all the achievement or the records the player has with the players, with the club. So I think that it's just left for them to decide whether, because of the age, they want to trade the path of caution. They don't want, because like the normal feelings of all the impression of all the clubs in Europe is that once a player is 30 and above,
I think that has changed. I mean, Zlatan is 40.
It's a different. How much is Zlatan earning? Zlatan is not earning much money.
But it's 40. Ronaldo is 37.
No.
Messi is 36.
The case of Ronaldo and Messi
are
different.
We are talking about Lewandowski. We are talking about Lewandowski, who is 33, and now is most sought after. Mane is still very strong. He's spacey. I don't understand what does Liverpool want.
Yeah, I don't understand. That's just their.
It's a gist for next week.
No
we'll revisit it next week. Thank you very much for coming on the program today.
Always my pleasure, Brownson.
Yes, that is a wrap on our program today. Thank you so much for being a part of it. Now, special thanks to all those that sent us emails last week when we read it. It hits us somewhere here. We are always delighted to read from you. Now, you can also send us messages this week. We'll be featuring some of those messages next week on the program. Now, don't forget to also follow us on our other social media platforms currently displaying on the screen right now. Also, go to YouTube and search for Sport Pizza. You feel free to watch our previous content, and don't forget to subscribe. My name is Brownson Uwana. Thank you so much for watching. On behalf of the production crew, enjoy the rest of your day.